Hello everyone, welcome back again to your Netcode-Hub channel. I am Frederick and I'm going to take you through how to create a bullet chart in Blazor using a Syncfusion bullet chart component. Yeah, that sounds good, right? So first of all, what you have to understand what a bullet chart is. I have an example on the screen, but maybe let's have a look at it, then we talk about it. Now in the bullet chart, it's used to compare two values. The first one is going to be the value field, the value, and the target value. The target is what you aim to get, and the value is what you have now. And that is simple, right? So that is the first one, as you can see from here. Now the whole value here, or the whole this bar, is from 0 up to 500. Now we are looking for a target value of $450. Okay, $450, and at the end of the month we got $250. So this is the value field and that is the target. So as soon as you run the mouse, it tells you the value field is 250 and the target is 450. So it means we lost 200. We lost $200. Where is it? Okay, so the whole area here is 500, and as you can see, check the interval here is from 0 to 50. So meaning the interval here is 50. We can specify the interval maybe 20, 100. We can specify that. Okay. And here too, that is a customized one. That is where you want to use colors as a range values. So you know that you have a target of 150, but you go 250. 250, maybe you want to test from 0 up to 150. That is bad sale. So in case I get from 0 up to 150 is a bad sale. But from 150 up to 350, that is a normal sales. But in case I get 350 to 450, that is the best. So that's why we have three colors. But currently we are in the normal sales because we had $250 and the target is $150. The value range from 0 up to $500. I believe this is clear. So bear in mind that in case we talk about bullet chart, we're talking about a value and a target. So a value field and a target field. Aim amount, it could be any there's a unit, not about currency or only. So it could be a unit, it could be a kilometers, it could be anything at all. It could be centimeters, it could be measurement and whatever, everything. So you have to get a target value and what? The value field. On the Syncfusion site, we have a little explanation on this. Let's see, maybe if you can have a little about that. Now you can see under bullet chart, under default functionalities, it is saying that the Blazor bullet chart is used to visually compare measures, like the commonly used bar chart. The bullet chart displays one or more measures and compare them with a target value. So you are comparing to a target value. Tooltip is enabled in this example to see the tooltip action over the mouse. Alright, so that's what you have here. Now tooltip is enabled, so you can see we have the target and the value. So this is very simple, right? And it is also very simple to create this. So normally if you are planning of creating a dashboard for a sales, maybe you can actually involve this bullet chart component in it. Maybe to display the target value, you can have a target value set. And at the end of the day, at the end of the month, you may have to compare, did you able to reach your target? Were you able to pass it or no? And you can even add the ranges, where you are the red side, the danger side, where you are the normal side or the green side. So you can talk about that. But first of all, let's learn how to create this beautiful bullet chart. So you know we are using a Syncfusion component because that is the best component I've ever seen. And it's easy to implement as well. Alright, so let's go to application. You know how to create a project. If you don't know, then I recommend you watch my Blazor WebAssembly projects or tutorials. I've done that and I've created a lot of projects in it. So you may also know how to create projects, okay? But it's very simple. You click on the file, then new, and the project. And that's why you select a WebAssembly. That's it for Blazor. And boom, you're good to go. So we have to actually install some packages from the Syncfusion, and as you know from here, we have to install the following bullet chart. Close this one. So we need bullet chart component. So this, you need bullet chart, and maybe you need themes as well. Okay, so add these two component, bullet chart and theme. Install them, go to import.razor and import them here. So blazor.chart and blazor.buttons. For themes, you don't import themes, sorry. You don't import themes, okay? You import only the chart. Now go to the program.css and register the service over there by adding builder.services.add Syncfusion Blazor, and you add to the namespace as well. Now you can see from the import, I did a video on that's a barcode generator and the navigation, how to design a navbar. I did a video on that, so you can also check that in the same playlist, and it's also awesome. Alright, so once you have that done, then we can actually go in there and create our bullet chart. Yeah, I wanted to say bullet chart. Okay, so bullet chart. So create a new page, or is it a razor component, and from pages add the razor component, and I have named my bullet chart. Okay, so with that bullet chart, you can say there is a source code. Now it's very simple. The first thing to do here is, as you can see, this is just bootstrap class design. So I'm going straight to the Syncfusion component. I'll leave a link so you can actually download under the description. So if you want to have this template that I have created, this design, maybe you want to have this, want to grab that, you can just click on the button. That's a GitHub link on the navigation. No, sorry, on the description. You will go there to download it for free. Okay, so let's get going. Now you have the design, and what you have to call here is the SF bullet chart. I always say that the SF stands for Syncfusion. That is what I know. So Syncfusion bullet chart. Now the Syncfusion bullet chart, you can see we have the opening tag, and now is the closing tag here. So with the opening tag, what is it holding? First is data source. So you can see you have a data source name called bullet chart data. A value field, take note. So this is a value field. This is the actual amount that you had, or you're going to have at the end of the day, of the month, or the journey, whatever. And this is a target field. So what do you want to set ahead of you? Which one do you want to reach? Which amount? Which kilometers? Which centimeters? Which measure do you want to reach? You pass over here. Now here comes in the bar. What is the minimum number? Start from 0. So check here. The minimum is 0. And what is the maximum? 500. So the maximum here is also 500, as you can see from here. Okay. Now the next point I want to talk about here is going to be the interval. So interval, the interval, that is 50. Let's check. Is it 50? So from 0 to 50, 100, 150 to 500. Alright, so that's the interval to set. And the last one here, you can see we have the title as revenue. And can you see revenue here? Yes, revenue in dollars, right? Because I have the symbol as well. So that is where you have to bring this. Now, when you have that created, you want to enable tooltip. Now, tooltip is what actually displays the target and the value. So you can see we have value and the target. By enabling tooltip, you're good to go. Now you have to set the T value. So the T value we are setting it to a chart data. What is chart data? What is bullet chart data? We talk about it, don't worry, okay? Now the next point here is, so this is also one more, so we are almost done with this, but don't forget bullet chart data and chart data. Keep it because we're going to explain that. Now the next point here, that's what you see, the next one is we have exactly the same. You know, we have the bullet chart data source, the same as the other one. We have the interval, and here we can change the interval to 100. So let's see, let's change this interval to 100. Okay, all right. Now when we have this, and we can change this to maybe any amount that you want. It could be a pounds, it could be dollars, it could be yen, it could be cities, it could be anything at all. Okay, so let's maintain that. And here we are changing the interval to 100, and the minimum is from 0 to 500 as well. Now you can see when you come back, we have the ranges or the range collections. Now the range collection, the first one we have the 150. So from 0 up to 150, that's the danger, red. From 150 up to 350, that is blue. Meaning you're in the blue light. Is a normal range. Okay. Now if you get the green, meaning that is the best, because the green is the 450, from 350 to 450. And you know the target here is also what? 450. So take note that your target shouldn't, or the chart range and range shouldn't exceed the target. Because I'm looking for 500 and want to have a range of 700, that is impossible, right? So it could be, then the target is supposed to be 700, wherever the range can also be up to 700. That is the perfect thing that you can actually do. Now the same thing as we did to this guy to enable the tooltip, we do the same thing to this guy to enable the tooltip. Take note that the tooltip here is supposed to be in between the charts. Take note. Now let's go ahead and implement or just explain the bullet chart data, the value field or the feed value, and the target value. You know what each does. Now when it comes to you have a C# code that explains it. You know, since we are not connecting to a database, we have to create a model class here. But in the normal case, you don't have to create a model class, you have to create it somewhere else, and you have to just implement it by creating the services and implementing everything and grabbing the data here. But you are not having that. Maybe we talk about it in the next video, or maybe later somewhere else, okay? We talk about that. But currently we want to have a data that is a class, that's a model, and this model contains two properties: feed value and the target value. Remember that the target value is what you aim, you aspire to get. The feed value is what you are having. Simple. Now aside from that, you see we are populating a list. So we create a list of this as a bullet chart data, and we set a new chart data to we set values to this. Remember that the accessors here, we said that we can get, we can set. So here we are setting it as well. We set it here and we get it here. So that's why we are getting it. So that's why we have accessor as get and set. If you make it only set, you can't get it when you set it. And if you make it only set, you can't get it when you set it. And if you make it only set, that is the only get, you can't set, but you can get it. Okay, so it's better you put all the two accessors to make it work. Now we set the feed value as 250 and the target value as 450. So the feed value here, it is what? That is 250, and the target value here is what? 450. So we are looking for, we are aiming at 450, and the current amount that we have here is 250. So it's going to use this data to generate the graph. Okay, that is very simple. I believe this is simple, right? So let's save this, and now let's run application and see what we have now. Remember that you've changed the interval here to 100, while the other one remains at what? 50. So let's save this, let's run application and see what we have now. Alright, so you can see our page is now loaded. Now if you check here, you could see that we have everything here. We have from 0 up to 100, that is a range, up to 500. We have a green line, that's a target here. Okay, so this is our target. We have a value here. The same thing applies to this, and tooltip is also enabled. Alright, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I believe this is clear, and hopefully you can now able to create your own bullet chart. I'll leave a link to this project. If you want to grab it, it's free. You can get it and also learn how to use it as well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share too, and I'm going to see you up in the next video.